All right, week eight. Now it's the preview for Texas, and we'll recap the action at Martinsville. It's nice to know that we're down to eight drivers. Don't have to keep going through this shit. 'Cause I hate
Yeah, we don't
going
have to talk
down.
about Chris Buescher's championship hopes every week.
Yeah, yeah. But I have to always go through the stats. So it's kind of nice because I have to keep going because I like to. I always go for the average finishes, so it means I have to use my calculator, go through all their finishes. It gets
Yeah.
annoying after a while, but it's fun. All right, so we'll start off, I guess, with Carl Edwards, who took a very disappointing 36th place finish. How long did he? How many laps down was he? You have to check that.
Uh, like I don't know, probably more than 100.
I think he was on like 14 or 15 because during that long caution, like the 30 lap caution, that was the caution I think that he brought out when he cut his tire down. But
Oh yeah,
as
that's
it was a
right.
caution, he used that. Yeah, that worked out to his benefit because he was actually able to get back on the track relatively quick.
I
He
don't even
didn't
under
lose.
I don't even understand honestly why they threw a caution for that in the first place. Like he wasn't throwing debris everywhere. He just like got loose. It looked like it was slow, and suddenly
Well,
it's like,
it blew a tire. Yeah, I don't think loose. Like he blew a tire, I
well,
think.
yeah. I know he had a problem, but I'm saying like he didn't spin out or anything or like slam into the wall. Like somebody else almost did exactly the same thing, and they didn't throw a caution for it.
Yeah, like with
Um,
Martinsville, like you can hit the wall, but it doesn't mean we have to bring out the caution.
Yeah, I think it was like I don't know, Ryan Ellis or something had almost the same thing happen with like 15 to go, and they didn't throw a caution at all for it. I don't think they should have either.
Hey, who are you talking about? Who?
Like whoever was in the 93 or the 83, one of those two. Um,
Either. Um. Oh, you mean Matt DiBenedetto or Dylan Luck?
yeah, it
Yeah,
might have been him. Um,
yeah. So Edwards was 23 laps down. Uh, Kind of a disappointment. Well, I mean, like I said, it could have been worse. He if he had fixed his car a little quicker, Michael Annett finished 35th in front of him, 21 laps down. So if he had got that car fixed 3 laps earlier, he would have been 1 point. It would have been a 31-point deficit behind the cutoff line instead of a 32. That might not
yeah,
sound like much to, but every point counts, especially when Edwards, I think at this point is pretty desperate. He either needs,
yeah.
I
I
think
think
he,
he's screwed honestly because he's not even fast enough to make up for that. Like Kevin Harvick, I
he
could see
can't.
him,
Yeah.
pulling a win out of these next two races, but not Edwards.
Yeah. But the thing is, like, Edwards is still fast. Like, he's a lot faster in the chase this year than he was last year. I'll give him that. Like, he was running, like, I think at the tail end of the top 10 before he cut his tire down.
Yeah,
So, I mean, like, he will have speed, but he might, I mean, as long as he doesn't crash and as long as other people crash, he could probably gain ground. I just don't, I mean, he needs a win. That's the thing. Like, I don't think he could really gain it just on the ground on points alone.
yeah. No, I agree.
So with his Texas stats, it's actually one of the best. 23 starts, 3 wins. That's the 2005 fall race, and then he swept there in 2008. 7 top fives and 12 top tens. So more than 50% shot of him getting a top 10. His average finish is 14.2, but I mean, he has. I mean, again, like he last won there in 2008. He hasn't really been fast at Texas since.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
I mean, he finishes like in the top 10, like usually, but not so much in the top five. Probably maybe an eighth or ninth place finish is probably most likely. I'm actually looking. So he got a seventh at Texas in the spring race this year. He got a 10th in the spring race before, and he got fifth at Texas at the fall race of last year. So, like I said, that's kind of what you expect from Edwards on a good day. But I think that's really all he's capable of. He's just not really capable of a top 30 at Texas.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't seen that out of him at a mile and a half all year, as far as I can remember. So
The last time he finished, even in the top three at Texas was the spring race of 2013, a third place finish, and and in the fall race in particular, he got a a second place at Texas in 2011. The great duel he lost to Tony Stewart in 2011. I still think 2011 may have been the best NASCAR season ever, but that's just my opinion.
I wouldn't say that, but
aside from the stupid 2-car tandem at the restrictor plates, it was still a good year.
Yeah, I mean it was a good championship battle. I think 1998 was like the best year just because like absolute domination from
13 wins from Gordon. Yeah.
If I remember correctly, that is the only year where the same driver would have won the championship under any previous format or any existing format.
Wow.
Like, that's like not even. I don't even think Richard, like one of Richard Petty's miraculous seasons, would have, because he didn't win like the last race.
Yeah. No, I get what you're saying.
But like that is literally the only season in NASCAR history where
he won
under any format.
Yeah, because he won the last race at Atlanta. But oh god, it's everything else. What was it with Gordon? Like he not only did he win 13 races that year, but it was a 34 race schedule, not 36 like we have now. So
yeah,
that is yeah, I get it. And of course, it was also good for. I mean, whether you like Dale Earnhardt or not, that was pretty historic. The
500.
Yeah, a few other things happened in '98, but I still hold the 2010. I also thought 2012 was pretty fun, but just because of all the drama.
Yeah.
But I subside. All right, so I think that's all I could really mention for Edwards. I guess next is Kurt Busch, and remember how I kept commenting. I find it amazing that, I mean, I would be astonished if either one of them made it to the top 8, but both of them made it to the round of 8, which even blows my mind even more. But seeing both of them in 7th and 8th doesn't really surprise me, because I do think that these were the two weakest drivers, especially at Martinsville.
Yeah,
I'm feeling really good about myself right now, because I made a lot of accurate predictions about how Martinsville was going to end.
Yeah, no, you did. You pretty much called it entirely. Yeah, like, I mean, I expected Kurt Busch honestly to be like 10th to 15th or something, but like just Stewart Haas in general was like amazingly slow. Like that was the slowest I've seen them in years, honestly, as an organization. I mean, that was like all of them were like going laps down, halfway through the race, it seemed like.
Yeah, Kurt Busch, like I think he was in the top 10 like at the beginning of the race, and then just kind of fell back like a rock. Because I remember I was watching online, like the onboard cameras. I saw Gordon pass him, and then I just never saw Kurt Busch again. Just kind of kept fading out. Yeah. He finished 3 laps down and didn't have any major mechanical problems last time I checked. So, and of course, not very many yellow flags this time. So,
yeah,
I can see where he would finish 3 laps down at Martinsville. One of his weakest.
Yeah, I mean that caution did screw a lot of people up too. I think a lot of people lost like 1 or 2 laps because of that.
Yeah. I'm not sure if he got screwed over in that. He might have.
He was still slow regardless, but I don't think he would have been 3 laps down. Otherwise he probably just would have been 1.
22nd place finish, and he is 18 points behind the cutoff. And again, I don't see him, especially at Phoenix and Texas. These are not really his best tracks. I don't see him making that up. I mean, he doesn't have as high of a hill to climb as Carl Edwards, but I think he has the same problem nonetheless. You have a big deficit, and you just don't really have the speed compared to the rest of the drivers. And your history, your track record at these tracks just aren't that impressive compared to these other guys that have already been faster than you throughout the entire year.
Yeah, although I will say, since he's been with Stewart Haas, he's actually been like maybe the 2nd fastest guy at Phoenix, next to Kevin Harvick.
Yeah. I mean,
like last year he was really fast in both races.
He screwed himself up. He jumped the start of the race, like the very first lap. And he made his way. I think he finished 12th. He made his way back onto the lead lap. So I wouldn't count him out at Phoenix. I just don't see. I mean,
I don't think he's gonna win, but I do think he'll be like a top 5 contender there.
Yeah, and if he has a good race at Texas, like he could be a content. I wouldn't count him out completely for Phoenix then.
Yeah.
But he has to make up some serious. That's only on the condition he makes ground up at Texas. If he falls like 20 to 25 points behind at Phoenix, forget about it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I
Unless he
envision
wins.
happening.
Unless he wins, which I give him a better shot at that than most other drivers. But I still hold that. I mean, I don't know. And even then, like if you were to make it to the championship four, that's not going to excite fans. Fans don't really care much about Kurt Busch.
Yeah.
It's not good for ratings.
Yeah.
All right. So his stats at Texas: 27 starts, 1 win, the 2009 fall race. That's only one of 2 top 5s he has, and 14 top 10s. So, yeah, more than 50% shot at making it into the top 10. But what's 2 into 27? I don't know. That's almost. I think it's like a 6 or 7% shot at getting a top 5.
Mhm.
Cannot run up front at Texas.
Yeah.
15 point. His average finish is 15.3. And yeah, next up is his teammate Kevin Harvick, who again another very slow Stewart Haas car. I mean, he had a problem like where he had a speeding penalty. I think he sped out exiting. But I think that was early in the race, but never made up the ground and just kept falling back.
Yeah, he was just slow. Like that's what amazed me because he's been like reasonably quick at Martinsville recently. He's been like top 5 speed anyway, but like this race, like he fell back to 20th, like all on his own, really. I mean, like the caution kind of screwed him a little bit, but even then, before the caution, he was still like 15th or farther back than that.
Yeah. And with that, it finished 20th, 2 laps down. And he's 16 points behind the cutoff. But unlike Kurt Busch, I think he can actually make up those spots. He can at least become a contender at Phoenix, whereas I don't think Kurt Busch is capable of doing that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he should have been like 3 laps down, but the team pulled some shenanigans under that caution and somehow made it back to 2. But whatever. It wouldn't be the first time Kevin Harvick pulled some bullshit in the chase to advance to the next round.
Mm-hmm. With that, let's see. His stats at Texas: 27 starts, no wins, which is he's the only out of the 8 remaining drivers, he is the only one that does not have at least 1 win at Texas, which is surprising because he runs well at Texas.
Yeah, he's finished second a lot recently.
I think he finished second in the crazy 2014 race.
Yeah.
He almost spun Keselowski out.
Yeah.
So yeah, 6 top 5s, 15 top 10s. So he has the same problem Kurt Busch has, having that difficulty of cracking the top 5. His average finish is 12.4, which is the 4th best. Sorry, it's the 5th best out of the remaining 8. So, all right, maybe not one of the best drivers at Texas, but reasonably good.
Yeah.
At least reasonably good to a point where you can actually expect him to make up some ground. If he can at least pull within 10 points of the cutoff, I'll give him a shot at Phoenix, and that's without a win too.
Yeah,
because some people might just be expecting him to win the damn race.
Yeah, I'm more skeptical of that happening this year, but I'm not ruling it out either. Let's see. Do we mention where everybody qualified?
We'll do that at the end.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Next is Joey Logano, who, God, he is in a lot better of a position now than where he was last year. Yeah.
Yeah. No kidding. He doesn't have a fucking jihad out on him from half the field.
Yeah, 9th
last year.
Yeah. So he finished. Yeah, he actually finished on the lead lap 9th, which that really tells you a lot, doesn't it? Like just the really big disparity between the top 4 and the bottom 4.
Mm-hmm.
Just because of how poor the bottom 4 finished, except for Logano. Like he's on the bottom 4, but he's at least he's at least within good range.
Yeah.
4 points at ninth place, lead lap, 4 points behind the cutoff. He never really was a threat up front. He just kind of stayed around that position pretty much the entire race. Not really much you can do about that.
Yeah.
And kind of a disappoint, like with Logano, like we've always expected him to run up front at Martinsville. Like the same thing with the spring race, kind of just had very disappointing just because he was way below expectations. People expected Logano to maybe have a shot at winning the spring Martinsville race earlier this year. I think he finished like 11th or 12th. He had like some damage to that car too, like front and nose damage.
Yeah.
Kind of not really the same thing, but ninth was way below my expectations at least.
I agree. I think if it weren't for that just ridiculous caution fiasco, I think he would have been a lot worse off too, because I think he was one of the few people that had stayed out up to that point, so he didn't go a lap down from that. Whereas, I don't know how many cars were on the lead lap. It was only like 11 cars, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he kind of gained like 5 or 6 spots just by staying out. When that whole thing happened.
That's a good strategy. Lucky break for him, but I think he especially looks good. I think for the next 2 races because he does, despite the fact that he got screwed over by the tire issue last year early in the race. I think he'll have a better shot for Texas to at least maybe even get into the top 4. And he's shown some rapid improvement at Phoenix over the last few years. So I'm again, I think Logano's going to get in. It's just a matter of which of these Gibbs guys in front of him is going to falter.
Yeah,
that's my big prediction.
Yeah, I could. I mean, he's certainly within striking distance. So I wouldn't disagree with that.
If he gets a top 5 at Texas, then it's game on for Phoenix. It'll be even out. He'll probably be like maybe if he gets like a top 5, which I think he will. He'll either be up or down by 1 or 2 points behind the 4th place cutoff.
Yeah.
All right. So next is all right. We're going into the Gibb. Oh fuck! Here we go to the Gibbs, and I'm at least hoping one of these guys. It would be glorious if it was 2 of them who have a really bad, who have just a major problem, either engine blows or their car, or they have a blown tire, either at Texas or at Phoenix. Like I said, because I know these 3 guys, Hamlin, Kenseth, and Busch. I hate the fact that Gibbs is so dominant again. I'm hoping at least one of them has a problem, but it would be nice to see at least 2. But I'm pretty sure at least one. We know that one of them is going to make it.
Yeah, well, we can already guarantee that Denny Hamlin is going to have at least 2 speeding penalties. So whether or not that actually hurts him in the end of the race, we'll see.
Yeah. All right. So first is Kyle Busch, who finished 5th. Again, just I think people kept underestimating him at Martinsville. He's now a top 5 contender at Martinsville all the way.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah, that's a damn. That used to be one of his weaker tracks, I always figured, but I think he's got it figured out.
Yep.
All right, so yeah, that's the other weird thing. Like the same thing with Talladega, like 3 of them running up and bumper to bumper too, especially in the last 100 laps.
Yeah.
Only, I mean, it's not like strategy at Talladega where it was all bullshit,
Yeah.
just to make the cutoff. But this time,
yeah,
it was more competitive this time. That's what made it fun.
Yeah, I think it's going to get kind of awkward in the Gibbs garage, after Texas, because at some point they are going to have to, be aggressive against each other. I mean, because not all of them are going to make it to the Final Four. Jimmy won, so they're going to have to do something to keep the other guys out.
Yep, this is where the alliances break down. It's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm hoping that Carl Edwards, because I think he's the most likely to do this, sees a fleeting opportunity to win and makes some incredibly desperate move and ends up wrecking, the other 3 Gibbs cars by accident. I could totally like at Kansas, like 2008, like it'll be like the last lap with Kyle Busch leading, and Edwards just like won't break at all and wreck both.
Yeah.
So,
In that scenario, it's most likely to be Edwards to screw it up and really just break the Gibbs bond.
yeah, which would be amazing, really.
Oh yeah.
Because there's Edwards is probably like one of three people that nobody would fight in the garage. So even if he did that, like, Kyle Busch or Denny Hamlin aren't really going to say anything to him.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Kenseth. I think Kenseth still would, because like Kenseth has proven that he gives zero fucks when he gets in that situation.
Yep.
So
yeah. All right. So Kyle Busch at Texas, 21 starts, 2 wins, spring races of 2013 and this year 2016.
Yep.
He's actually missed. He should have 23, but he's actually missed 2 Texas races, 2015 spring race because of the injury, and of course the infamous 2011 fall race.
Yeah.
Ron Hornaday.
He should have missed like every Texas race since then, because NASCAR
should have
could
been
have fucking
banned.
banned him. Yeah,
He should have been. Yeah, no, he should have. Here's what the penalty should have been for that. He should have been suspended for the rest of the 2012 season, and have been forced to miss the 2012 Daytona 500.
Yeah,
that should have been his penalty. That was
at least
Mike Helton. That was a slap on the wrist that Helton gave him. And even though he banned him from one race, that wasn't good enough as far as I was concerned.
Yeah. Oh no, I agree.
Which is like, that should be a new penalty. Like if you commit if you wreck someone intentionally at the end of the year, you should be forced to miss the Daytona 500 the next year.
Well, I don't know about that, but I mean, like,
I think there are
wrecking someone under caution, like in those, there's absolutely no excuse you could make for that. I mean, like, it's one thing to wreck somebody under green, and I'm not even going to justify that, but it's entirely different to just do it under caution. I mean, that was unbelievable. Like, I honestly probably would have given him a lifetime ban or something for that. I mean, like in most other divisions of motorsport, if you tried something like that, you'd be done right there.
It was pretty unbelievable, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, he hit him. That was still at a pretty fast pace, though. Like, he still slammed him into the wall, over 120.
Yeah, no, I mean, it wasn't even like a light tap. Like, he was going 150 and just turned him head on into the wall. I mean, it's.
I mean, I don't think Hornaday really would have had a shot for the championship anyway, because it was pretty slim, but it was still a pretty messed up thing to do.
Yeah. At the very least, they should have let Hornaday get a free shot at him after the race.
Oh, absolutely. Did you see the interview Hornaday gave after that? I was amazed how calm he was about it.
Yeah,
he was. Yeah, I couldn't believe he kept his cool like that. He didn't really make too much of a fuss about it.
Yeah.
I guess maybe you get wiser when you get older, but dear.
I don't know. I mean, I was actually hoping that he would somebody would field him a ride for the Homestead race last year, and he would have wrecked Kyle Busch out of the championship. Because I think he would be justified in doing that, but no, apparently he took the high road, unfortunately.
All right, so I was saying the 2 wins. So 21 starts, 2 wins, 5 top 10s. I mean, 10 top 5s and 11 top 10s. So he's a top 5 car. Got to give him that.
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing how he can actually finish up front like that. And it should have been 11 top 5s, because in the 2009 race, the one that his brother won, he dominated the entire race until he ran out of fuel with 2 laps to go. So Kyle Busch, when it comes to Texas, this is one of his better tracks. I mean, I probably could consider him a contender for the win, but I'm not going to predict. I'll tell you who my prediction is later.
All right.
And his average finish is 11.9, 4 points. Of course, he's in the 4th place, 4 points ahead of the cutoff. All right, Matt Kenseth, 4th place finish at Martinsville. Probably happier this time at Martinsville than last year, needless to say.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. Yeah. Like Kenseth, man. He finished 2nd at Charlotte, and we knew wow, this is different this year. He's actually almost a shoo-in to get into the next round. I wouldn't say the same thing this time, but he is very strong at Texas, and he's at least decent enough, I think, at Phoenix to clinch it.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think he's probably the second best driver at Texas overall, next to Jimmy Johnson. So
yeah,
he stands a good shot to make it to Homestead just on points.
At this point, it's got to be said. Like, this is Kenseth's best chance at winning the championship, probably since 2013.
Yep.
And I think he has a better
yeah.
shot. I think he has a better shot this time than in 2013, just because of the different format.
Yeah, and it's probably going to be his last real opportunity to win one as well. I mean,
he was the last person to win the championship the real way, 2003, before Brian France and everything else.
Yeah.
But it's been. I think people underestimate Kenseth. Like, no one's really talking about Kenseth. I'm kind of a little shocked about that.
Yeah, well, I know that's kind of his style. Seems like. I mean, the last 2 years have been exceptional because those are really the only times he's ever been, I don't know, so agitated, to the point where he would try and fight somebody. Because typically before that he was very laid back. So I don't know. Maybe we're just not used to it because the past 2 years he's been in the headlines almost every week in the chase.
Yeah. 27 starts at Texas, 2 wins, fall races of 2002 and 2011. 13 top 5, so almost a 50% shot at a top 5 like Kyle Busch, and 17 top 10s. His average finish is 9.0.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He has the second most laps led ever, I think, at Texas, if I remember correctly, which does say a lot because he is always out front there.
Yep. It used to be the Roush cars would always dominate at Texas. Now it's the Gibbs cars that do it. But it just so happens that Gibbs now has a couple of old Roush cars.
Well, yeah, the Gibbs cars do it in the spring, and then Jimmy Johnson does it in the fall.
Oh, what was it, the Roush cars? That was back, when Roush was good.
Yeah.
Even when Jamie McMurray was at Roush, he would run up front with them. Biffle would always run up front at Texas. It wasn't just the Edwards and Kenseth show. It was all the Roush drivers had a shot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I guess that's really all I have to say about Kenseth. We'll move on to Denny Hamlin, who, I'm gonna say this again. I think I've predicted him to win twice, but he's come close. I'm gonna try that shot again. I'm gonna pick Denny Hamlin for Sunday.
Really?
To win. He is, he's underestimated at Texas.
Yeah, that maybe, I don't know. I see his his pit road speeding penalties finally coming to ruin his championship hopes. I think his luck has run out with stuff like that.
Come on, he just finished third at
yeah.
He's still, even if he gets a pit road speeding penalty, he will find a way to fight back. And as long as he doesn't have any problems, I think he could be a challenge to Johnson.
Yeah. I just think he's overdue for something bad to happen. I don't know. I just on the kind of law of large numbers, you can only get a pit road speeding penalty, come back from it so many times before it actually hurts you.
Yeah, I think he had the same thing at Martinsville, but again, way to fight back.
Of the race, it was the first or second pit stop had a speeding penalty.
Yeah, I think he's capable of running up front at Texas, and he knows he's been pretty good on the 1.5 miles.
Yeah,
this year. I have to look up exactly what Denny Hamlin's numbers are. So, well, yeah, he got 6th at Chicagoland. He was running 2nd at Charlotte before the stupid engine.
Yeah, the engine. Yeah.
Is there anything? I don't know. He should be winning more. Maybe I take that back. 16th at Atlanta, 19th at Las Vegas. I'm looking at this right now.
At the beginning of the year he wasn't very strong, but he's improved a good bit since the chase.
But just because he has the capability of chasing down the other drivers in the top 3, at the 1.5 miles now, especially at these trial oval tracks.
Yeah.
It's a bit of an upset, but I think Hamlin's going to surprise a lot of people at Texas. Again, assuming he doesn't have a mechanical or an engine failure.
Yeah.
So-
Or there's like speeding penalty on the final pit stop. Like
That
a
would be
green white
heartbreaking.
checkered or something, and he comes in with a lead and then it's busted.
All right, 21 starts at Texas, 2 wins. He swept in 2010, 5 top 5s and 10 top 10s. Average finish 12.1. And like Matt Kenseth, he is 6 points ahead of the cutoff. That's the scary part for these Gibbs guys. Like, they're in the top 4, but that cutoff spot ahead of Joey Logano, it's not that big.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
So that'll be the fun part to watch at Texas. Like, how are these top 4? Like, how are the top 5 going to shuffle? And of course, if Kevin Harvick's going to make up anything, if he can at least pull it to within 10, then I'll give him a shot for Phoenix.
That's interesting.
All right, and of course, the guy who I predicted to win Martinsville, again, it was an upset pick just because he had been struggling at Martinsville till then, but I just had a feeling he was going to pull off something special on Sunday, and lo and behold, he did. Jimmy Johnson, winner of Martinsville, and he automatically qualifies into the championship 4, which I don't think helps him out very much because he sucks at Homestead, and I just can't see him finding any way to make it to the top position at Homestead. I just can't see that.
Yeah, I agree.
It's really hard to even imagine. I mean, again, it wouldn't. I mean, it can happen. It's just I think the Gibbs cars are better built for Homestead. So if he has to deal with at least 2 Gibbs cars, then he's going to have a problem.
Yeah. No, I definitely agree. They're gonna have to do some serious testing this week at Texas to figure something out for that place, because he's he's not even a top 5 car there on average. He's maybe a top 10 if he's lucky.
He got second in the 2010 race where he was actually behind Denny Hamlin in points before it started, and then he won the race because Hamlin just had a bad day. But yeah, that's his only good run at Homestead.
Yeah.
At least one from my memory.
Yeah.
When he wins at Homestead, he doesn't, he's not running in the top. He's not really running in the top 10 some of the time, or he's not known for running up front.
Yeah.
Maybe it's sometimes a top 5, but usually out of the top 10.
Yep.
All right. But at Texas, 26 starts, 6 wins, 14 top 5s, and 20 top 10s. So what is it? 20 divided by 26. What's his shot at getting a top 10? That's
Yeah.
it's more than 70% shot.
Yeah.
Damn. More than a 75% shot. It's 78, I think.
It's right up there.
God damn.
Yeah.
6 wins.
Yeah.
What was it? I think it's 2007 fall, and then fall race from 2012, 13, 14, 15. So he is the 4-time defending champ of this race, and he won the 2015 spring race.
Yep.
That's the thing. Texas used to be that track that everybody did pretty good at. Everybody at least had a win there, and then Johnson just somehow found a way to dominate it a few years ago.
Yeah.
The idea of Texas really having the idea of one person dominating Texas for a while kind of seems strange just because of its previous history that I already mentioned.
Yeah. Yeah. Although I don't actually see him winning it again this year.
Yeah, I don't either. I think he's going to take it easy. He's already won. Yeah.
Well, I don't know about taking it easy. I just don't think I don't know. I think the other guys are just going to be a little bit. I mean, he didn't qualify very well.
Yeah, and I'll go into the qualification later.
But I don't know. I don't think he can get 5 in a row in the fall race.
What do you think of? I was just going to say about Johnson's Martinsville performance. Is there anything that stood out in your opinion?
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that he won, to be honest, because the first 3/4 of the race, he wasn't. I mean, he was strong, but he wasn't. I didn't see him winning it at that point. And then he got out front, and he was just like gone. That was kind of it. So
I mean,
it surprised me.
Yeah, and he was like running like around the tail end of the top 10. Like he only got up front like due to good pit stops.
Yeah, but then once he did, I mean, that was all I needed. So.
All right, let's see. All right, so qualifying for the drivers remaining. I think Johnson. Oh, Kyle Busch. I think he actually has to go to a backup car too. But he qualified 24th, but he will start from the back because of a backup car.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Did he crash or did he have an engine failure? I didn't actually.
I think he hit the wall.
So, well, sucks for him, but I'm happy about that news.
Yeah.
Jimmy Johnson starts 19th, which that's the whole point we were mentioning. Doesn't I mean he could make his way up, but 19th doesn't really sound very promising. It's not.
Yeah, like he usually qualifies much better than that.
Denny Hamlin in 17th, again, not very promising, but I still give him a shot.
Yeah, I mean it is a 500-mile race, so qualifying.
I do think Johnson will finish in the top 5. I just don't see him winning.
Yeah,
I think a 4th place finish is probably what will get him.
I agree with that.
Let's see. Kurt Busch starting 10th. That's pretty good. I think I would have expected him to start outside the top 15. Carl Edwards starting 9th. Matt Kenseth starting 7th. Oh man, where am I? Hold on. So that's okay. Kevin Harvick. Okay, I think I'm saying
3rd. I think, and then
am I missing somebody? Okay, okay. So Busch, yeah. So I got through Kyle Busch. Did I miss Matt Kenseth?
No, Carl Edwards.
Yeah, Matt. Yeah. Carl Edwards starts 9th. Matt Kenseth starts 7th. Kevin Harvick 3rd, and Joey Logano 2nd. And the pole sitter is actually Austin Dillon, which kind of surprised me.
Yeah, I know. No kidding.
Again,
that's the 2nd pole of the season, isn't it? Because you had it at Auto Club, I think.
Let's see. Oh, never mind. I'm looking at how these other drivers did. So Austin Dillon got 17th at Martinsville because remember he missed Talladega. He missed the round of 8 because of the tiebreaker. But
yeah,
he actually runs well at Martinsville, but because he did pretty poorly, 17th place finish. Because I'm thinking to myself, if he had done good at Martinsville and he'd start on the pole at Texas, we'd be having a weird conversation about how Austin Dillon actually has a shot at going to the championship 4.
Yeah,
I would hate that so much. I'm so happy like Austin Dillon's didn't make it this far.
I agree. I even though I don't know, like in the Xfinity side, I really would love to see like Blake Koch, walk away with the title this year without ever winning a race.
Yeah.
But I don't really want to see that happen in the.
I'll root for Blake Koch.
Yeah.
I'll root for Blake Koch just because it's fun to root for like a crazy underdog, right?
Yeah, well, it would just be hilarious. Like it would prove how much of a joke this format is if like somebody with 0 career wins is the champion.
I think like Blake Koch was like a Starton Park driver, like
I know
for a while.
Like he's like still struggling for sponsorship, and like he still has a shot at the title. Like that's hilarious to me.
Like I said, I'll root for Koch just for the hell of it.
Yeah, it would be so funny too. It would be so funny to see him like pull it off with like a 15th place finish at Homestead.
Yeah, and what about the truck? I think Johnny Sauter is now in the championship for the truck.
Yeah,
good win by him. I think there's 6 drivers left. I think it was Nemechek and Hemrick who are out. I kind of hope, I don't know, Byron, it'd be fun to see Byron win just because he's
I think he probably will.
Yeah.
He's been pretty ridiculous this season.
I do not want to see Crafton win. I'm tired of seeing Crafton win the championship.
I don't think he will, but I don't know.
All right, and kind of going off topic, I'm just going to end it. All right, I'll see you next week, and I'll start it after I'm done complaining about President-elect Trump.
Yeah.